Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and now another about I'll make doing another film, another video about predicting, and I did a lot of about predictions about for this year, like the future, predicting what films will bomb this year and what films, you know, what films that I'm looking forward to in this to seeing what's gonna be good this year, And I'm also now making another prediction, that what films, because I looked up another article and on CinemaBlend, that they're predicting what films are gonna become the top 10 highest grossing films this year. And I've like what I looked up though. Now they did this in turn from 10, for the top 10 all the way to 1, or technically from the lowest grossing all the way to the highest grossing, So now the first three, well, there are films that I looked all the lists of films of this year. So there are films I already knew that would be on our that would automatically be on the top 10 highest grossing list. That without a doubt that's going to be on the list. So. And of course, there are films I would say that are like wild cards. I would put it, That, of course, that could possibly be on the list, Of course, what they're like last year, there are films I already knew would be on the list, like The Hunger Games and the last Hobbit film, um, Transformers 4, and Spider-Man, X-Men: Days of Future Past, those and I'll even predicted that Interstellar might be on the list, and I was correct. And but I also predicted that hopefully that How to Train Your Dragon will be on the list, but I was wrong on that. It didn't. It if it hadn't been for the last Hobbit film to be on the list, it would have been How to Train Your Dragon would have been the 10th highest grossing film of 2014, but it didn't. So that was wrong. But one film I didn't expect to be on 2014's list was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I didn't expect that film to make a lot of money though, which I knew it would, considering how much money the first one, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, did. But they expect to make it over 700 million, to be on, and also be on the list as well, Yeah. But looking up on predicting what films are gonna be on this year, they're well. Let's start with the top tens. Well, start from 10, working our way up, Now the first three, because they also predicted how much money it would make as well. So the first one they said they probably make it on the top 10 is Ant-Man. Now that could be a possibility. Now Ant-Man could be a possibility, and because the spin look at this. Well, first of all, the popular with Spider-Man films and the X-Men films, I knew it would be on the list, but the films that especially the spin-off of Guardians of the Galaxy that made a whole shitload of money, that ended up being on the very high up on the list, still at number 2 still though, but the second highest grossing film of 2014 though. So also surprisingly, Captain America: The Winter Soldier made a lot of money as well, so compared to the first film's box office takings, So yeah, there still could be a possibility that Ant-Man might be on the top 10 list. So we'll have to wait and see. And they predicted like the film will make 775 million. It's still possible. It's a possibility. So hopefully we'll have to look forward to seeing it. So and the next one at number 9, the third one that's the first one I would say that could possibly be on the list is a upcoming animated film called The Good Dinosaur. And I will probably look forward to seeing it if I see a trailer to it. It's another. I think it's another Disney Pixar film. I think. I haven't looked it up yet though. But of course, one of the voices is I would say one of the voices is Neil Patrick Harris is going to be voicing in it. And it comes out on November 25th. I'll probably look forward to seeing it. Because obviously I'm a big fan of Disney, and I always will be, Always seeing those good animated films, And they said that this film could possibly make 800 million. So this film will, but the Disney Pixar films have made a lot of money, so I wouldn't be surprised if this film makes a lot of money, But I wouldn't think it would make 800 million, So I wouldn't predict that though. But maybe I could be surprised because some films surprise me at how much money it makes, It proves me wrong. So if this film makes this much money, so it will prove me wrong though. So no harm, no foul. And next one is this. Now this one I believe is another Disney Pixar film. It's called Inside Out. I saw the teaser. It's a film, anime film about about our feelings, of our feelings. There's real life characters of our feelings like happy, joy, or joy, anger, sadness, or anger. If you've seen the teaser trailer, you know what I'm talking about. And that comes on June 19th, and they said this film predicts it'll make 825 million. Like I said, this could be a possibility that it can make on the list, But hopefully look forward to seeing it to see if it will make that much money. Now, getting into that, those are the first three I thought that could possibility be on the top list of this year. Now the next 7 films that I know for sure that will be on the top 10 list of 2014 for sure, without a doubt. Of course, the first one, of course, is the last Hunger Games film, Mockingjay Part 2. I know for sure that'll be on the highest grossing films 2015 for a fact, because all the Hunger Games films have made money. They made on the list, So I know for a fact that's going to be on the top 10 list of this year. And they predicted the last one will make 850 million. Still the highest one grossing film on the franchise is still the second film, Catching Fire, which made over 800 million. But the Mockingjay Part 1 is currently making at least 700 million still, or over, And I don't think that film's not gonna reach 800 million Part 1 though. But since this one's gonna be the last film, I'm for sure, because the last films of the franchise of those kind of franchise will make a lot more money, Like the last Twilight film, the last Harry Potter film, I wouldn't be surprised if this last Mockingjay Part 2 will make over $1 billion. I wouldn't be surprised, because it'll make money and it will be on the list, on the top 10 list, So yeah. And moving on to to number 6. Now this one could be a very good possibility, which I said that the next ones will be on the for sure. So I would expect this one to be on the top 10 list, and that is of course the spin-off or prequel to Despicable Me is Minions, because number 2 I still didn't expect when that film came out. I did not expect that film to make close to $1 billion. Compared to the first film, made like 500, at least a little over 500 million. I did not expect Despicable Me to make gross 970 million, close to $1 billion. I didn't expect to make all that money, I did not expect that at all. So with this, with the spin-off of Minions, the little yellow Minions, I expected that film to make a lot of money as well, compared to what the second film did, And they predicted it'll make 875 million. I wouldn't be surprised if that film makes all that money either. I wouldn't be surprised, But honestly, though, I was never a fan. I was never a fan of Despicable Me, the first film. I was never a fan of the second film either, though. So I particularly wouldn't have any interest in seeing Minions either, though. Yeah, that's like one of the few animated films I have no interest or don't care to see for, And the Despicable Me films are one of them, I wouldn't I would not care to see. I'd never cared to see those films, you know. Especially seeing the trailers and everything, you know, they're just not my cup of tea, basically, you know. So yeah, Minions, the same thing, you know. But I still can't predict if it still can make a lot of money, you know, based on the repetitions of the second film, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if this makes 875 million, you know. So, but yeah, moving on to number 5. This one I know for sure. This is like I said, these next films definitely will be on the list for sure. So. Now, the next one is the last Fast and Furious film called Furious 7. The Fast 5 made it on the list was on the list in 2011. Fast and Furious 6 made it on the list in 2013, and Fast and Furious 6 made over 788 million. And this film, especially people are going to see this film because of Paul Walker, his last film, you know. So I've already kept on saying about Paul Walker and this last Fast and Furious 7 film, you know. Comes out April 3rd, and they expected the film make over 950 million. You know, 950 million. Yeah, I would probably that's a possibility it can make all that money. You know, because Fast and Furious 6 made 788 million, so it's possible that will make all that money. It will for sure be on the top 10 list for sure. So, because probably a lot of people are going to see it because of Paul Walker's last film, or just because it's because of the for the films of the franchise itself. So, but I'm still looking forward to seeing it, you know. Because yeah, so like it's like all that over top action, and I'm a sucker for those. So I like to see those kind of over top actions in this particular franchise, you know. So yeah, Fury 7, yeah, expected to make 950 million, you know. So who knows? Maybe we'll make all that money. But I know for sure it's gonna be on the top 10 list. Now this one for sure is I know another one for sure is gonna be on the top 10 list is the next James Bond film called Spectre, which originally was gonna be called Bond 24, but they changed the name. And they coming out on November 6th, which is the same weekend as the Peanuts movie, you know. Now, just like with Despicable Me 2, you know, the last James Bond film, Skyfall, which I do like Skyfall. I didn't you compare it to all the previous James Bond films. One made like 500 million, and the other one made like the same 400 or something. You know, Quantum of Solace and Casino Royale. I did not expect Skyfall either to make over $1 billion. You know, if you compare it to the previous two films starring Daniel Craig, you know, they made a lot of money, but not $1 billion. Not even over half of a million. You know, over 600 million. You know, basically, you know, like that, something like that. So, but Skyfall surprisingly made over $1 billion. You know, and I was just like, when I first heard that it made over $1 billion, I was like, what a way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the James Bond franchise, you know. Because 2012 was the 50th anniversary since the first James Bond film, Dr. No. So, yeah. I was like, what a better way to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the franchise than having the latest film, Skyfall, gross over $1 billion, you know. And they expect the new James Bond film Spectre to gross $1 billion. I wouldn't be surprised, you know, because if the last film made over $1 billion, I would also predict this film to make over $1 billion. Hey, I predicted that the Transformers: Age of Extinction would make over $1 billion, and I was correct. So I would not be surprised if this film makes over $1 billion either. So yeah. Then that's the fourth one. Then number 3, of course, I know without a doubt this would be on the top 10 list, and that is Jurassic World. The Jurassic World, they expected the film make $1.25 billion. But hey, since they re-released the first film for its 20th anniversary, with the money it crossed over. It made over $1 billion. So it made $1 billion and 20-something million, 27 million, I think. And besides, the first film before the re-release, the first film made close to $1 billion. You know, 940 some million, I forget. But No, it was 900 and I forgot how much that it was 900 something. It was 900 something for the first Jurassic Park film, and with the re-release, you know, for the 20th anniversary, which I did see. I did see the re-release of it, and I did enjoy seeing the first film on the big screen. You know, good experience, like great experience seeing it like if it was back in 1993. You know, and with Jurassic World, you know, especially waiting after all these like or now since 2015, it'll be 14 years since number 3, Jurassic Park 3, back in 2001. After waiting all those years, I expect the film to make a lot of money, you know. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if this film makes over $1 billion, but it's a possibility, you know. It depends on how much people are gonna go and see Jurassic World, you know. Especially big fans of people who are big fans of the franchise, like myself, you know. Especially the first, because the Jurassic Park films are my all-time favorite films, you know. Especially number 1. So yeah, Jurassic World they expect to make it over. They predicted that to make over $1 billion, especially $1,250,000,000. So then the second film, of course I know be for sure is the new Star Wars film, Episode 7, The Force Awakens. After yeah, I would expect this one to make over $1 billion as well. They said they predict they would make it 1,300,000,000. I wouldn't be surprised either because well, since which was the prequel, number 3, Revenge of the Sith, made 800 million. You know, that came out in 2005, and especially since that was 2005, and it's like yeah, 10 years after the last Star Wars film. All the anticipation and excitement of looking forward to seeing this new Star Wars film. You know, I knew the film would. And I would even expect on opening weekend to make over close to maybe 200 million, like the first Avengers film did. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Hey, anything can happen. So yeah, but personally, I'm not personally not gonna see it because I just expected the franchise to stay dead. You know, because they did the prequels. You know, and what's the reason to carry on with the story, you know? I think it was just fine how the way it ended with the original in Return of the Jedi, you know. There's just of course, you know, for the money, you know. It's always come down to money, you know. You have to keep these franchises alive, you know. I heard they're gonna make a lot some standalone Star Wars films, which I'm saying, why, you know, there's no point to it, you know. But of course, hey, these studios they see my videos, they're not gonna listen to me anyway, you know. So they just do whatever they want, you know. So, but hey, probably people are a lot of people are looking like are excited to see this new Star Wars film, especially from the first teaser, you know, with a new lightsaber, which has two sides on comes out with on the two sides of it. So I'm like, ooh, whoop-de-doo, you know. So they added some two smaller things on the side of a lightsaber. Whoop-de-doo, you know. I'm not gonna get excited for that, you know. So yeah, Star Wars 7: The Force Awakens. I'm probably not gonna look forward to seeing it unless the official trailer impresses me, you know. But after what the prequels, I do absolutely don't like, you know. Well, especially it's also gonna be directed by J.J. Abrams, you know. Which I like Clover. Oh no, actually he didn't direct Cloverfield. He produced Cloverfield, you know. But Mission Impossible 3, you know, but the Star Wars, the new Star Trek, the new Star Trek films, you know, yeah, I'm just not entirely sure on this one. And of course, I have no last one. Of course, I probably will do probably. Well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I do know what's gonna be number 1, and it's obviously what's gonna be the biggest film hit of the year. And of course, the answer is obvious, and that is Avengers: Age of Ultron. I very well, like 99% sure this is gonna be the highest grossing film this year. Like I said, 99% sure. The first Avengers film I do like, yes, and that film made over 200 million on its opening weekend, the first film ever to do so. on opening weekend. And the film became the highest grossing film in 2012, making $1,500,000,000 and something million, you know. And they predicted this film would make $1,700,000,000 more than the first film. It's good. This one I know for a fact it's gonna make over $1,000,000,000. I know that, you know. And if it makes more than the first film, more surprise to me, you know, because after seeing everybody's reacting to the new trailer, seeing Ultron, you know, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, you know, because particularly because James Spader, he's playing Ultron, you know. I think he's never played a villain before. Well, yeah, I don't think, well, has he played a villain before? I don't constantly remember though, but yeah. And I like to use how he says, I like how he quotes some things that everyone notices is the Pinocchio song to it, you know, no strings on me, you know. I already did my thoughts on the first teaser reaction on that. I did a teaser reaction video, so you can check that out, you know, so should know my thoughts on it. I wouldn't be surprised if this film also makes $200,000,000 on the opening weekend. If the first film did, maybe this film can too, because people are all the anticipation and the excitement that people are looking forward to seeing, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah. So that's no, but there's one film that I would personally predict that's not on this that was not on that list. There's one other film has made on the which this film has made on the highest grossing film list of the previous films did, you know, and this in which the fourth one is the highest grossing film of the franchise and made over 600,000,000. This one they did not put on this list, you know, and for me personally, I think it would be on the list, possibility, and they missed it. Well, that is the fifth Mission Impossible film, because all the Mission Impossible films have made on the top 10 list of those years of other years, you know. Because of the one that came out in 2011, Ghost Protocol, that did made on the list, you know, it made over 600,000,000, you know, so, and the number 3 back in 2006, and the other one, I think, the second one, I think it was back in, like, 2002, yeah, 2002. I forgot where the first one was, I forgot what the first one was released. I think it was before 2000, it was 1990 something, I forget. But that's a film that's a big film, a name in the franchise that they left out, you know. So I'm putting my thoughts on this another possibility. This could be on the top 10 list of this year, and that's the fifth Mission Impossible film. So I don't know what the official title is, but it just said Mission Impossible 5, you know. It doesn't say anything else after that. So yeah, that's another film that they possibly missed, you know. Now, of course, other films I don't think it's not gonna be on the list, like Terminator Genisys, or definitely it's not gonna be after the money making of after an average total of all the films I've made, you know, how much each film had made. I don't think I highly doubt Terminator Genisys is not gonna be a very well 100% sure is not gonna be on the top 10 list, you know. No way. Because I don't want to talk about Terminator, but I'm just saying though. But other films, like what other ones is there? Well, Ted 2, Ted 2. I have no interest in Ted 2. The first film made a lot of money. It did. Never liked Ted. No, never want to see the second film. No. What other films that comes out? There could possibly be. Well. I think that's pretty much it for the films. Like, well, Mad Max, no. Mad Max Fury Road, no. I don't think it's not gonna make all that money, you know. Be on the top 10 list, no. I can't think of. That's pretty much it, you know. Because even the ones I said, other films I can't think of though. Well, if I do say that, I don't think it's not gonna be on the top 10 list though. But Mission Impossible 5 is the only possibility that was not on that predictions list. That's gotta be on the top 10 list, so I think it would be, you know, but compare how much the fourth one made, so yeah, but the other ones that's on the list, except for like the 3 ones I think that could possibly be on the list, Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, and Ant-Man, there are possibilities they can make all that money or not be on the top 10 list or not. But the other ones I know for probably know for well, Minions I think it would be, but the other films I know for a fact is going to be on the top 10 list. So we'll have to wait until see it till the end of the year to see if any of my predictions are correct. So this is my like predictions for the top 10 highest grossing films of this year. You know, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Take care and see you on the next movie review. Later.